This is your news source evening bulletin for today, Friday, the 22nd day of January in the year 2021. I'm Gordon Mosley. Here's what we're tracking tonight. More than 3 years after a probe was conducted into the awarding of a contract for a feasibility study for the new Demerara Bridge, the Guyana Police Force, through the Special Organized Crime Unit, has filed a criminal charge against former Minister of Public Infrastructure, David Patterson. According to police sources, Mr. Patterson is expected to appear in court on Monday to face a charge of attempting to defraud the Demerara Harbor Bridge of $167 million. This morning, Mr. Patterson was invited to visit the SOCO headquarters, and upon his arrival with his attorney, he was immediately arrested, fingerprinted, charged, and released on self-bail. The matter about the awarding of the contract for a feasibility study for the new Demerara Bridge has been before the Special Organized Crime Unit since 2017. The investigation came to an end in 2018 after the then police legal advisor, Justice Claudette Singh, advised that there was no basis for a criminal charge or the continuation of the probe. The police commissioner at the time had also closed the investigation after finding no criminal conduct. However, the investigation was revived in November last year on the insistence of new Minister of Public Works, Juan Edgil. Mr. Edgil has been contending that due process was not properly followed in the awarding of the consultancy contract for the bridge to the Dutch company Levent CSO. The contract was awarded by the Demerara Harbor Bridge Corporation following public advertisements for consultants to conduct the feasibility study. News source has learned that the former general manager of the Demerara Harbor Bridge, Ralston Adams, is also likely to face the same charge that has now been thrown at the former minister. The move by SOCO to file charges against a former minister comes on the heels of several revelations by the current Public Works Minister, Juan Edgil, on gifts that were purchased for the former minister by agencies under his watch for special occasions. Patterson has admitted to receiving the gifts, but has indicated that he never made requests or solicited those gifts. He also said it was a practice by many government agencies under various governments to purchase gifts for their subject ministers on special occasions. Former Minister Patterson is an opposition member of Parliament and the current chairman of the Public Accounts Committee, which overlooks government spending. Edgil wants him to resign from that position. Patterson has refused, and the opposition is sticking at his side. In a statement this afternoon, the Alliance for Change condemned what it called another political attack on a member of its leadership. The AFC said the complaints made against Mr. Patterson were thoroughly and independently investigated by the police and SOCO, and based upon advice tendered by the police legal advisor, it was determined that there was no iota or scintilla of evidence to charge Mr. Patterson or to even entertain an allegation or complaint of any illegality against him. The AFC said there is clear witch hunting being done by the PPP. More news coming up in just a moment.
People we have
weathered every storm
and risen to every challenge.
Because it is the people of Guyana
that gives it its strength.
all the people,
regardless of race,
class, or religion.
We are one people, one strength.
And now is our time. A time to rise. Together, we rise.
Mobil Special and all other Mobil lubricants are distributed by Salt Guyana Inc. Mobil Special and all other Mobil lubricants are distributed by Salt Guyana Inc.
Our Comfort Inn and Guest House is your home away from home. Located at 1277 Central Amelius Ward, we offer comfortable, affordable, air-conditioned, self-contained apartments with high-speed wireless internet access to make your stay luxurious. Whether you're overnighting, spending the weekend or longer, you're guaranteed satisfaction. Our hospitality is second to none. Rent our newly installed deck for your wedding, birthday party, or any other occasion. Call us today on 442-4186 or 672-2035 or 684-9009 for bookings and more information. R&R Comfort Inn and Guest House, where your comfort comes first.
Mom, what are you doing with GPL on your list?
Child, you forgot I have to pay GPL?
You got time with GPL?
I have to keep these lights on. The customers who think in that manner and refuse to honor their obligation to GPL are obviously not playing their part in ensuring quality service delivery. So, I will continue to pay my GPL bill on time, every time.
I recognize the value of your point, Mom. You were right.
GBTI is your Guyanese bank, a bank that understands every customer's unique needs, opportunities, challenges, and financial concerns. At GBTI, we see you for you. Whether you're buying a new home or car, planning your next vacation or retirement, saving for your child's future, or whether you're ready to take that bold step of investing in your dream business idea, we are with you every step of the way. We hear your stories and watch you focus on your dreams as we share your aspirations. We are more than just banking. We are a family. We are part of your community. Our commitment extends way beyond the walls of our branches and is demonstrated every day in the opportunities we provide to our individual and business customers. The support, time, and commitment we give back to communities across Guyana to help improve the lives of our Guyanese families. Because we see Guyana through your eyes.
Fuel it up and drive, super 95 to the. Fuel it up and drive, super 95 to the. Protect your fuel system, boy. High mileage and performance, boy.
Guy Oil Super 95 gasoline gives you more reasons to drive and is available at 56 service stations nationwide. For affordable price, high performance, and high mileage, choose Guy Oil's Super 95 gasoline.
Fuel it up and drive!
Mobile Special and all other mobile lubricants are distributed by Salt Guyana Inc. Mobile Special and all other mobile lubricants are distributed by Salt Guyana Inc. Let's turn to the world of business right now. In a financial year that was mostly ravaged by the coronavirus pandemic, local conglomerate Banks DIH Limited has still been able to record hefty profits. In the 2020 annual report of the company, Banks DIH chairman and managing director Clifford Reese revealed that the company saw an increase in its after-tax profit by $747 million, representing a 16% increase over the previous year. Mr. Reese in his report also highlighted the challenges faced by the pandemic and the post-election situation in the country. He said the financial year, which ended in September 2020, presented new and varied challenges and experiences for Banks DIH Limited because of the COVID-19 pandemic and the uncertainties following the elections. Still, the chairman said Banks DIH Limited was able to come together as a team with a commitment to overcome the challenges. He said the company's success in the past year could be attributed to the strengths of its workforce and the market acceptance of its products and brands, along with the effective selling and a loyal customer base. The company has also recorded growth in the shareholder value, according to the chairman. He explained that from the net profit of $5.6 billion attributed to shareholders, a dividend payment of $985.8 million was made, leaving more than $4.6 billion, which was transferred to retained earnings. Citizens Bank, which is owned by Banks DIH, also saw an increase in its after-tax profits by more than 26%. On the issue of quality, the company has maintained its good standing with the international standards for manufacturing and production. The company has also retained the top spot within emerging markets of the Coca-Cola Latin America operations. Moving forward, the company intends to continue the diversification of its business model, which will include ventures in the transportation and alternative energy sectors. Banks DIH, according to the chairman, will also continue its community relations and partnerships projects with various groups, educational institutions, and initiatives. The company is Guyana's oldest and most successful conglomerate, celebrating 65 years in business. Let's tell you now that the Ministry of Health has sent several samples taken from Guyanese to the Caribbean Public Health Agency for testing for the new coronavirus variants. Guyana has not recorded any case of any of the new variants, but Trinidad and Tobago, Jamaica, and neighboring Brazil have all reported the presence of the faster spreading variant in their country. Health Minister Dr. Frank Anthony today said additional samples will also be sent for testing.
CARFA has been, as I've said before, has been doing some amount of genetic sequencing, and that would tell you whether or not it's one variant or the other. Okay. And yesterday, the Ministry of Health in Trinidad and Tobago reported that they have identified the B117 variant in Trinidad. So, you know, they have reported that. And so we are now alerted. This probably is the second case that we've had in the Caribbean, the first being in Jamaica. Now we have one in Trinidad. And I suspect once we start doing more genetic sequencing, that we'll probably find similar cases in other countries.
Because the new variants of COVID-19 are fast spreading, health officials continue to encourage citizens to take the necessary precautions to fight the virus. Those precautions include physical distancing and the washing of hands.
Therefore, if you wear a mask to protect your nose and mouth, then you prevent that transmission. So nothing has changed in terms of transmission dynamic, meaning that once you have that barrier. In terms of the speed of transmission, the newer variants in some cases have been shown to transmit faster, and that's what we have to look out for.
The results from the samples submitted by Guyana could take more than a week. Since Brazil reported cases of the new variants, the Guyana government has stepped up monitoring at the Guyana-Brazil border. The coronavirus cases in Guyana continue to climb, with more than 600 new cases since the start of this month of January. Now let's tell you that most of the squatters who occupied lands at South Success on the east coast of the Marara have left, leaving behind empty shacks. However, there are still some persons who have found alternative ways to stay, even though portions of the lands have been inundated with floodwaters. Those who are still occupying the lands after it was flooded have elevated their homes, while others have built bridges leading directly to their doors. In October last year, the land, which is owned by Gaisuku and Nisil, was flooded to get the squatters off. That decision led to days of protest action and even a confrontation with the police. At least 2 members of the Nisil board also resigned over the flooding of the land, as it received widespread condemnation. Now, months later, those who are still on the land say they continue to face challenges. And although the government has encouraged them to apply for their own land, they maintain that the encouragement comes with no certainty or guarantees. Last year, scores of squatters from the area applied for house lots after the Housing Department conducted a housing drive nearby. The Central Housing and Planning Authority has promised to deal with the applications expeditiously. But many of those left behind say they are still waiting. Veteran Guyanese helicopter pilot Captain Mike Charles has produced yet another video production showcasing the wonders of Guyana, sounds and colors of the rainforest. The video production, which is the 4th for Charles, is a collection of flora and fauna from 18.5 million hectares of intact rainforests. Captain Charles, who has been flying over the jungles of Guyana for more than 3 decades, said the videos produced so far have helped to popularize Guyana as an ecotourism destination.
The videos that I produced over the years have gone international. You can find them on every continent except Antarctica. But who knows, this one might just get there sometime.
Prime Minister Mark Phillips, in addressing the gathering at the launch of the video, said Captain Mike Charles has been a pioneer in showcasing Guyana's tourism product and has become a front-runner in the efforts locally to market the country's tourism product.
Songs and colors of the rainforest confirms Guyana's reputation as a leader in ecotourism. Guyana has won the attention and admiration of the traveling public.
The director of the Guyana Tourism Authority, Carla James, said the launch reinforces the notion that while pictures are a great visual way to get a message across, videos have always been more impactful.
And as Guyanese, we all share the responsibility to ensure that everyone who travels to and within this beautiful country has a remarkable and positive experience. So this video's timely release will certainly contribute to GTA's current marketing efforts to ensure that destination Guyana stays at the top of the mind of both travelers in the diaspora and internationally.
The latest video, sounds and colors of the rainforest will be released soon publicly and will also be available at the duty-free shops. In the courts, the Guyana Police Force has informed the Chief Magistrate that it will be moving to seek the extradition from the United States of former manager at the Marara Mutual Insurance Company, Zamil Shahid, to face the fraud charges that were filed against him since 2019. Shahid, who is believed to be hiding out in the US, is facing 45 fraud charges, amounting to more than $40 million. The charges relate to incidents of fraud allegedly carried out by him at his workplace. It is alleged that between 2013 and 2017, the man authorized transactions amounting to more than $40 million for 16 persons who were not entitled to any claim against the company. An audit later found that he was instead transferring the money to himself and for his own use. The matter came up before the Chief Magistrate again today, and she was informed by the police prosecutor that the police now has confirmation of the man's whereabouts and will file official paperwork to kickstart the extradition process. Since the fraud charges were filed against a former insurance manager, he has never appeared in court. It is suspected that he became knowledgeable of the investigations against him and left the country just before the charges were filed officially. Guyana and the United States have been cooperating in the area of extradition. An East Rhymeville man was today charged and remanded to jail over an armed robbery committed on a member of the Guyana Defense Force. The accused, 33-year-old Melvin Jean, appeared before the Chief Magistrate and pleaded not guilty to the robbery charge. According to the police prosecutor, on Thursday morning at around 4:45 at Market Street, East Rhymeville, while being armed with a handgun, Melvin Jean of Mango Lane, East Rhymeville, held GDF Lieutenant Kaya Dover at gunpoint and relieved him of his jewelry and electronic gadgets amounting to more than $400,000. The soldier reportedly gave chase behind the robber as he made his escape. The soldier was able to summon the police and point them to where the man was hiding out. The suspect was arrested in the house with the items that he had stolen. He has been remanded to jail and will make his next court appearance in February. A joint operation by the police and prison service at the Camp Street jail this morning unearthed a number of prohibited items. The searches of cells at the Camp Street jail found improvised weapons and marijuana, 10 cell phones, USB cables, date rape drugs, razor blades, and even homemade wine. All of the items were confiscated. It is unclear whether any investigation has been launched.
Been through it all.
But as a people, we have
Weathered every storm.
And risen to every challenge.
Because it is the people of Guyana
that gives it its strength.
all the people,
Regardless of race,
class, or religion.
we are one people, one strength.
And now is our time. A time to rise. Together, we rise.
Mobil Delvac and all other mobile lubricants are distributed by Salt Guyana Inc. Mobil Delvac and all other mobile lubricants are distributed by Salt Guyana Inc.
Due to the impacts of the global pandemic, COVID-19 across our nation, essential organizations like us have chosen to adopt innovative approaches to meet the emerging needs of our customers while protecting our employees. Here are some quick tips to make managing your GPL bill easier while we practice social distancing. To register for electronic billing, you can use the e-billing tab on your website. To access your bill balance, you can use 4 options: the website live chat at gpl.net, the online inquiry on our website under billing, SMS Freedom by texting your GPL reference number to 624-0400 or 608-8400, or call our call center at 226-2600. A message from the Guyana Power and Light Incorporated.
We are legions of men standing strong, but never too proud to stoop and help someone. We must send a clear signal to all. Do right. Walk in upright ways, knowing that's what being a man is all about. And ever aware that things will only get worse when good men do nothing. Stand strong. Be the one to live right.
Mobil Delvac and all other mobile lubricants are distributed by Salt Guyana Inc. Mobil Delvac and all other mobile lubricants are distributed by Salt Guyana Inc. Across the region right now, Australian oil company BHP has confirmed that its recent search for oil in Trinidad and Tobago's deep water ended in failure, with the Broadside 1 well being a dry hole. In its quarterly operational review, the company said it has abandoned the well after the failure to encounter hydrocarbons. In October last year, the Business Guardian reported exclusively that BHP's deepwater well Broadside 1 had failed to find oil or gas and was a dry hole. The well, which carried with it the hopes of Trinidad and Tobago and the expectation of a massive deepwater oil discovery, proved unsuccessful. At the time, neither the company nor the government of Trinidad and Tobago were prepared to confirm the development. However, in light of BHP's latest announcement, the Energy Minister in Trinidad, Franklin Khan, admitted the failure. Parliament in Honduras has initially approved a bill that will make it virtually impossible to legalize abortion in the country. The new measure will require at least 3/4 of Congress to vote in favor of modifying the abortion law, which is among the strictest in the world. Honduras forbids abortion under any circumstance, even rape or incest. Its latest move comes in response to Argentina legalizing abortion last month. Across Latin America, there has been increased pro-choice campaigning, known as the Green Wave, based on the color worn by protesters. The new legislation in Honduras hinges on an article in the Constitution that gives a fetus the same legal status of a person. Constitutional changes have until now been permitted with a 2/3 majority, but the new legislation raises that bar to 3/4 within the 128-member body. And finally tonight, international news. The BBC reports that early evidence suggests the variant of coronavirus that emerged in the United Kingdom may be more deadly, Prime Minister Boris Johnson has reported. However, there remains huge uncertainty about the numbers, and vaccines are still expected to work. The data comes from mathematicians comparing death rates in people infected with either the new or old versions of the virus. The new, more infectious variant has already spread widely across the United Kingdom. The Prime Minister said in addition to spreading more quickly, it now appears that a new variant may be associated with a higher degree of mortality. And that's your News Source Evening Bulletin for tonight. I'm Gordon Mosley reporting. Have a safe weekend.